Hey everyone, welcome back to Nerd Doctors. I'm really excited. Today we're going to be reacting to Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters of DC Studios Slate. I've been avoiding this all day just so I can record it for you guys. I can't wait. I've been waiting for 6 hours since it's released and I have not seen a thing. I can't wait to watch it.
Sup, guys? I unfortunately, due to work, I had to have the internet, and a colleague of mine sent it to me, not knowing, of course, that I wasn't ready to see it yet. But anyway, the idea was for both of us to watch it live and be surprised. But I'm still very excited for this. Today's the day, man. Let's fucking do it.
I can't wait.
Hey everybody, I'm James Gunn. I'm the co-CEO of DC Studios. So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time. And it's one of, our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. That the characters are
And just that right there, that's already so much better than the previous iteration of DC, because everything was so disjointed until they just haphazardly threw everything to be connected in CW's Crisis on Infinite Earth. That's great news right there, just to begin with.
I've been asking for this for the last 14 fucking years. It's about time.
consistent, played by the same actors, and it works within one story. And if something is outside of that, like Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go, that it is clearly labeled as DC Elseworlds, outside of the mainstream DCU continuity.
Okay, perfect. So we got reconfirmed that Matt Reeves outside of it, and we have confirmation that Elseworlds is now going to be used for everything outside of the main continuity. And I think that
Makes sense.
clarification is going to help so much.
Now, Peter and I have gotten pretty lucky in terms of the 4 projects that are coming out over the next year. First, we have Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love that resets the entire DC universe. Then to move into Blue.
Okay, good.
There you go.
Good. We get a reboot. That's perfect.
Official. No going around it. James Gunn
100%
just said
reboot.
it. The dude runs fucking DC. Resets the DCEU. There you go.
Let's see if he gets rid of those actors, though. I wonder if he's going to do a clean house with it.
Beetle, a fantastic film about a kid who's a marvelous part of the DCU, and then into Aquaman 2, which leads directly into our next few projects, which I'm going to tell you about now.
So based on that, that means Blue Beetle and Aquaman 2 are going to be the first films of DC Studios, right?
More so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm super excited for fucking Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle's going to be amazing. I can't wait for that. So my thing is, I wonder if they're going to have to go through reshoots with Aquaman 2.
Probably that, and probably The Flash.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see that. A lot more intrigued than I was 3 minutes ago.
Peter and I, along with a group of very talented writers, have started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming. This first chapter is called Gods and Monsters. Now, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter. The first project is Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is an animated series. I've written all the episodes. Something we're going to do that's a little bit different at DC is we're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice as who plays them in live action. The next
Okay. Out of the top 100 things I thought he was going to announce today, that was not one of them. I'm kind of interested though about how characters are going to move in and out of animation and live action. I think that can flow really well, especially since they have really good animation.
It makes me think of Star Wars, Clone Wars, and the movies and the shows.
Yeah, and that in Marvel's What If. That's just okay. Not what I was expecting, but I'm still behind it. And James Gunn is writing it, and we saw what we did with Peacemaker.
project up is Waller. This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's been created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol. It is a fantastic story that's out of this world, and I can't wait for people to see it.
In all honesty, in my opinion, I don't care for Waller. Not that I don't like Viola Davis. I think she's a phenomenal actress. I think she fits the role perfectly. This is just not something that I'm excited for. But I'm still gonna watch it and support it. And if it's great, I'll be the first one to say it.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be interesting, but not. It's not really what we're here for. We're here for more of the big name movies, but it seems like something that has potential. But it does have me a little bit worried that he's leaning too much into his own world of the Suicide Squad, and hopefully the projects are good, but it's a little too much for me.
Okay, next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU.
Superman.
This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters July 11th, 2025. Okay.
Okay, we got a release date. That's pretty big. So
Superman better fucking
2.5
smile.
years. Yeah. I'm really surprised it's not Man of Tomorrow.
Oh, get ready for all the fucking fan castings to start hitting the web right now.
Oh yeah, 100%. The title Legacy is really interesting because he wants a younger Superman. So I'm wondering how he's gonna tie Legacy into that. I'm guessing to do with Jor-El and
It could be his
Krypton.
Kryptonian legacy. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be what what most people are fucking thinking right now. Could be.
We'll see. That's definitely interesting.
Okay, the next thing is a big premiere HBO television series called Lanterns. This is a story.
Hell yes, I'm done. That's it. I'm good. 100%. I don't even need to hear any more.
Nope. You need to hear just let,
I know.
let
I
him
know
say
there's
it.
so much more, but
Nope. Let him say it.
yes.
Let him
Okay.
tell you about lanterns.
We have a couple of Green Lanterns, John Stewart and Hal Jordan, and we have a few other lanterns peppered in there, but this is really a terrestrial-based TV show, which is almost like True Detective with a couple of Green Lanterns who are space cops watching over Precinct Earth. In it, they discover a terrifying mystery that ties into our larger story of the DCU. Next is
Okay. So
I'm ready.
So yeah, that's gonna be amazing. But so are they no longer having the guy that casts as Guy Gardner? Or is he just gonna appear otherwise?
No, that shit's all done and over with.
I hope so. That looked awful.
This is James Gunn and Peter Safran's Lanterns, and it's Hal and fucking John Stewart, man.
The only thing I didn't like about that pitch is that it sounds like it's mostly on Earth. But still, they gotta start somewhere. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's so minor. Finally getting Green Lantern.
And right this second, Tyrese is recampaigning again for John Stewart.
It's a big movie called The Authority. The Authority is a passion project of mine. It's based on the marvelous Wildstorm characters we are now bringing into the DCU and will interact with all of our primary DCU characters. The Authority are a group of superheroes who think the world is broken and they want to fix it by any means necessary. I think it's a very different look at superheroes. We're doing a television.
Okay.
I don't care.
Yeah, I like the premise, but I think it could be really unique. And
It's too Invincible and The Boys for me.
I was thinking that in Eternals, yeah. I think it could be good. It's his passion project, and typically when writers say it's their passion project, they put a lot into it. But it also means they hype it up a lot. So I really hope it's actually good. But so far, there are a lot of things I was not expecting. But I'm still really stoked. Yeah, I know. Still got 2 minutes.
Series called Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is a story of Paradise Island, usually known as Themyscira, which is the birthplace of Wonder Woman. It's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all of the inhabitants of Paradise Island.
Okay.
I don't care. But let me explain why. So we've been to Themyscira a couple times now. Themyscira before the birth of Wonder Woman and with the whole gal, maybe, and I'll wait to the end of the video to address certain actors coming back or not. But I wanted Wonder Woman, but I'll still watch. Hopefully it's good.
It sounds like, without knowing anything else, that they may be going away from Gal, which is a little disappointing. But if they're doing a full reboot, I'm not against it. But it's gonna be interesting, and I think I know what plot line or what themes they want to bring into it from Wonder Woman's past. And I think, honestly, without just completely rebooting Wonder Woman, this is probably the best way to go about it because it gives the viewers something different yet familiar, and is probably a great way to introduce Wonder Woman at the end.
Introduction of the DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's great comic book run. Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line, and so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family in the DCU.
You don't even know.
That's huge.
This here, y'all know I love Batman. Batman's my boy. We're getting Batman and the best Robin ever created, Damian Wayne, his son. Dude, and it's Grant Morrison's from shit.
That's gonna be so good.
Take my money.
Exactly. The only thing that I'm questioning is if this is an established Batman already, considering
absolutely,
100%. They're starting because they have to go with Damian.
Yeah, unless the movie's 6 hours.
So my questions then are, what happened to Dick Grayson? Is he Nightwing?
There's Bat family members there.
Okay.
But you're absolutely right. Most people are like, yeah, they didn't think of that. So you don't have a 12-year-old kid if you're in your mid-20s.
Yeah, but because they want a young Superman, and for me,
but see, a younger
Superman
Batman
have to be close in age, like within 5 years. I think. I don't think like a 40-year-old Batman.
In Zack Snyder's verse, that wasn't the case. Cavill was in his early 30s, and Ben was what, 45 at the time he took the role. I think it works.
No, you're right.
He may not be in his mid 40s. He may be
like mid 30s,
mid to late 30s. I'm super stoked with that. Ben Barnes, yo.
That's interesting. I want that. His name, like Aiden Geller or something. The kid who plays 5 in Umbrella Academy to play Damian Wayne still.
I please don't fuck up Damian Wayne or I don't think they will. Damian and if it's Damian, I want Talia done right this time.
Yeah.
That means no fucking pearls dropping.
Yeah. We don't need another Batman origin. If we get another Batman origin,
we're clearly not, because again, I'm sure Damian's not going to be fucking 5 years old in a movie.
Next up is a TV series called Booster Gold. Booster Gold is one of comics'
Chris Pratt
heroes. He is a fascinating guy. He's a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to present day and become a superhero so that people will love him.
We were talking about this. Chris Pratt is Booster Gold.
I swear to God, if Chris Pratt is not cast as Booster Gold, why did they even do it?
Honestly, we need Chris Pratt for this, and I'm not the biggest Chris Pratt fan, but this role was almost made for him. It's a mixture of Star-Lord and Andy from Parks and Rec, two characters that Chris Pratt's wildly known for and has gotten immense popularity from. He would be perfect for this. Oh
yeah, he was born to play this.
Which also means after this, we're gonna get a crossover between Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. It's gonna happen. This is good. This is really good. I'm so glad I waited.
It is basically the superhero story of imposter syndrome on an HBO Max series. One of my favorite comic book series from last year was Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And so we're going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film. Now, Superman is a guy who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, whereas Supergirl in this story, she is a character who was raised on a chunk of Krypton. She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way. So she's a much more jaded character. And that brings...
We'll get the Swamp Thing. So for Supergirl, do you think they're going to keep the same actress?
I don't think there's a chance in hell that's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see from The Flash, but this is definitely interesting. And this is a comic series I've not had the chance to read. Sadly, I've been a bit out of touch with DC Comics for the past couple of years just because of money issues. But that could be really good. It could lead into a lot of things.
I've read it. It's really, really good. But Tom King's really good.
Tom King's always great.
It's more mature. It's as James said. So we're gonna get this, not the opposite of shit. I'm almost afraid to say this. So with his new Superman legacy, we're probably gonna get, well, Superman fans are probably gonna get hopefully the Superman that they've been waiting for the last 14 years, which is the all-American Superman. Given what he just said, I think Supergirl's probably more the dark,
more darker, more adult.
gritty, I don't smile, Zack Snyder version of Superman.
That's fine.
Because of everything he said. But if it keeps in line with the comic, it makes perfect sense. She was sent afterwards. She saw her family be slaughtered on Krypton,
Yep.
so she's not going to be, she didn't grow up in Kansas, so she's not going to be this smiling American kid.
It's just stuck in the Phantom Zone for years.
Yeah, I really like Supergirl, so this is going to be dope.
Let's get into Swamp Thing. Didn't think he was coming back this soon.
Dude.
I mean, a Swamp Thing, the last thing we're going to talk about, a very dark horror story in the origins of the monster who is Swamp Thing. And although it's totally outside of the rest of the DCU, it will still feed into the rest of the stories. Anyway,
that's still great. Honestly, after the canceled HBO CW show,
which was really good.
It was good. It got cut for really idiotic reasons, but this is hopefully a good redemption for him. He said that was the last film, but we'll wait to the end just to make sure there's probably a surprise announcement or something. But so far, I'm thrilled, and we got a lot of surprising characters I did not think we were getting for Chapter 1. The first part of Chapter 1, even, that was ridiculous.
Those are the stories that I can tell you about right now. I've loved the DC characters since I was a child. They're incredibly important to me. I knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something very different. One of the things that's very important for me in all of these movies and TV series is that the director's vision and the vision of the writers and all of the creators is unique and something special. Storytelling is always king. That's all that matters to us. And I want to be true to those stories. I want to be true to you guys and really give you something different than you've ever seen before. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you watching. I hope this was exciting for you because it's really exciting for me. And I can't wait to start to dive into these stories with you guys on this grand adventure. Thank you so much.
Okay, that was a lot. We got what, 8 projects?
More or less. Now, before we say goodbye and everything, so after this, there was more Q&As and stuff like that, and I brought them up online. So they've asked them point blank. They're like, hey, what's going on with Ben? What's going on with Henry? What's going on with Ezra, James? Jason and Gal. And this is what he said, and I don't believe him for one fucking second, and I'll explain why. So he said that Gal, Ezra, and Jason and Zachary Levi are there. The door is open for them to come back and reprise their roles. I honestly, full-heartedly believe he's saying that shit now because Ezra's Flash is coming out, Jason Momoa's Aquaman 2 is coming out, and Zachary's Fury of the Gods is coming out. You can't outright say those guys aren't coming back when they have upcoming movies. If you do, it's going to hurt their box office. Do you agree, Griff?
100%. But I do think Jason is still in it.
I think Jason's in it, and I don't for one fucking second believe James Gunn or Peter Safran. They both said, and they laughed about it, they said he's not playing 2 characters. Good. Then James goes on to say, Jason has always envisioned Aquaman as a trilogy, which means he does one more Aquaman, and then the fucking guy's gonna play Lobo. You can't convince me otherwise. I don't want to either, but that's the way the dice have been rolled.
If they're gonna do that, I'd rather them just recast it right now.
Yeah, 100%. What I do not like is that they both literally came out, and I have the exact quote here. So they both talked about Ezra Miller. Well, more Peter. And what they said was that Ezra Miller is doing fantastic. He's getting the help that Warner Brothers is seeking him. They have had discussions on how to move forward, and at the time they have tabled those conversations, and they'll basically what they're telling us is they're going to wait and see how the Flash does. If it does huge numbers and Ezra has completed his therapy or whatever he's going through, they're going to continue on with him. This, I think, is a mistake for reasons Griff and I have already talked about.
Yeah. If you want to listen more about what we think about Ezra Miller, we have a video out addressing it in the whole DC Studios controversy. But I really think they have to cut him. I'm all for second chances, but his actions have been repeatedly problematic and life endangering of not only himself but others. And people have gone fired for a lot less. And if you're starting up a new studio, you really have to be careful and picky about who you're starting it up with. And personally, I wouldn't want Ezra Miller on that team.
Now, with the Gal Gadot situation, the way that James talked about it is she can come back if she chooses to. Look, the fact that the show it takes place before the birth of Wonder Woman, I agree with Griffin. This is a perfect way for them to reintroduce the character. We already know from the beginning of this video, from the mouth of James Gunn himself, the Flash movie resets the entirety of the DCEU. So if we're getting a new Superman, which we already know, and
Getting a new Batman.
and by the way, they asked him point blank about Ben Affleck, and he said that he has sat down with Ben. Ben is not coming back to play the Cape Crusader, but that he is interested in directing a movie. The only fucking thing that makes sense is for Ben Affleck to direct Batman: The Brave and the Bold. If he directs anything else, I'll watch it, but that's the only thing that makes sense.
I agree. I could see Supergirl, given it has darker tones and more real, like more down, given it's in space, down to earth and gritty details and mood. I think Supergirl could be a candidate for Ben Affleck to direct.
It could be, but after what happened with him and what he really wants to do, I would be inclined to believe that it's Batman. I
Oh
don't
yeah, same,
now I do believe 110% that Ben's done with the role. He's not coming back. He and James and Peter, they sat down, they talked about it. The fact that they're saying, "All right, man, well, let's talk about what you can direct." They want him to direct. James out said it. He was like, "No, we look, this is an Academy Award winner. He has a beautiful relationship with Warner Brothers. Of course, we want the guy to direct." I think, probably mid 30s, maybe late 30s for Batman, but it's definitely not going to be Ben. Ben's 50 something now. Gal is 37 years old. They can still use her if they're going to have an older, but not so older Batman. Whether she wants to return, I don't know. Maybe they're just saving face at this time. Maybe the thing to do is, get a different actress. We'll see. But he did answer the questions. They asked him flat out, "Hey, is Ben coming back?" No, he's not. Ezra, quite possibly, which we both think is a mistake.
That or not.
Jason's still there. We don't know what the hell he's going to play. More likely Lobo.
Yeah.
So I guess for now, the news was good.
Yes.
I don't agree with the fact that he allowed the press to get out ahead of him so much, because he did. But listen, what we got today as DC fans, it is a win-win.
And at least he didn't tweet this. Honestly, I couldn't tell you one way. I couldn't bet one way or another if he was going to tweet this, do a live stream or what. Because frankly, all of his news has just been through tweets. And news at best, he's just been more countering what everyone else is saying.
Oh, and by the way, guys, this is something I almost forgot, and I can't believe it. The Batman 2, Matt Reeves, his Batman, has been officially announced, and we even got a date. October 3rd, 2025, sorry.
Nice. So it's going to be right after
So
the Superman movie.
Yeah, so we're getting Superman and Batman same year. I can't wait.
2025 is going to be a very interesting year because I think it's going to tell us a lot about this future of the DCU. Some of the projects he has announced are going to be really hit or miss, and I think it's a very bold take to introduce such obscure characters. But given that James Gunn has really exceeded expectations with obscure characters, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, these are great pieces of media that James Gunn has written or directed, and they've all done fantastically with really obscure characters. I think I want to give them benefit of the doubt, but it's DC, and I can never get too excited for DC because somehow they always find a way to screw it up.
They have done us wrong for 14 years straight. I think it's safe to say now that the Snyderverse has been put to rest. Zach is doing fantastic, by the way. Don't feel bad for the guy. He's got a fantastic deal over at Netflix. Sadly, he did not get to continue his Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. Clearly, as was announced today, they're not moving forward with that. But it's time for a fresh start. It's time for the DC to really, really, do what it needs to do. The comics are fantastic. These are some of the best fucking characters in the
Out there.
comic book lore,
Yeah.
period. It's time for them to shine. It's time for someone, and I believe me, this is me saying this. It's time for some other character besides Batman to do well at the box office. We're gonna wish Flash, even though Ezra's fucking nuts. I hope that movie does well.
I hope
I,
so too.
I hope that Fury of the Gods does well. Aquaman, Blue
Beetle.
Beetle, of
Blue
course.
Beetle's going to do so
And
well.
then, I'm not the biggest Superman fan, but I know my brother is. I know that certain fans are. And I know that you guys did not get the proper Superman. I know we're all sad to see Henry gone, but we're gonna get a different Superman. By the way, the African American Superman elsewhere story has also been confirmed. That's still happening, but it's
Oh, it is
elsewhere.
nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty
So
good.
we can't we had a hell of a day. I do agree with Griff 100%. Let's wait till these shits come out because there was a slot. DC's notorious for saying, "Oh, fucking Batman versus Street Fighter," and I'm just making fun, but they'll just announce a ton of shit and none of that will come out. So
Yeah.
let's hope that all of these do come out. Let's wish them all well. Let's go support them. Hope they're good. If they are good, Griffin and I will tell you how much we love them. If they're shit, we'll unfortunately tell you how much we hated them. But the idea is to be sitting here in 2025 telling you how good these movies are and not shitting on DC as we have.
Good news is he's hinted out a much bigger story than just the individual movies, how everything's linked together. I'm very excited. I think these are great announcements. I can't wait, but still hesitant. But let us know what you guys think in the comments. Which projects are you guys most excited for? And there's a few of them. I think Lanterns. Lanterns are gonna bring it home, and I'm really excited.
I'm excited for the majority of this. There's things that I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna support just because the DC fan in me, but it's not something that's really on my radar. Of course, you guys know. I mean, I got two Batman announcements today. How the hell am I not happy? The Batman, Matt Reeves' universe is continuing. He got his wish. It's outside of the DC world, and I'm getting my main DCU Batman, who I don't know who's playing him yet. We're probably not gonna know for a
A year,
while,
at
but
least.
dude, I'm getting Batman, two Batmans, and freaking Damian Wayne, and we're getting Green Lanterns, and
Yeah.
we're getting John Stewart. Because let's face it, Griffith said it. That show that they had first it was going to be a movie, then it was going to be a show, then it was going to be a miniseries. That was a hot fucking mess. I'm glad these guys walked in there and were like, you know what, let's start that shit from scratch. So yeah, I'm hesitant, but I am excited, and I can't wait. Let's hope that the next 5 years of DC are good 5 years.
Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let us know what you think about James Gunn's presentation. We'll see you guys next time.
Let us know the stuff you wanted get announced. I never thought I was going to get two Batmans today, by the way. We had conversations, ask Griff.
Yeah.
We were like, I don't know, man. I mean, who knows? So let us know what you wanted. Did you get what you wanted? Or what did you want to be announced today?